Hello. Hello forever. Well, what a hard act to follow I've got. I mean, come on. So you're going to have to be really nice to me today, okay? You're going to have to laugh a lot and take lots of notes. And when Jane says to you later, did you learn something? You have to say, yes, you learned the most from me, okay? Because that will go down really well in her books, okay? So welcome to a fantastic day. I know you've had a great start to the day. I've learned loads already because, going over the marketing plan actually reinforced to me why I don't need to be a senior manager anymore. I need to be a soaring manager. So all you guys need to be getting to manager, and I'm very happy to help you. My journey started with Forever in June. Well, I saw the information. I saw an advert actually in a magazine in June 2003. So a long time ago. July we joined Diana Page's team, and from that day forward, my life changed. She's not here today, but it wasn't just because of Diana. Of course, it was because of this amazing company. So I have a hairdressing background. I had my own hairdressing salon for many, many years, which was extremely successful. And I'm very proud of that. And that's all I ever wanted to do from when I was, 3 years old. That's all I ever wanted to do. I looked up at my mum's hairdresser and thought, I can't wait till I can do that when I was teeny tiny. So I had a great career, I had a great apprenticeship in London, and then was very fortunate. My dad retired early from the print industry, and he didn't know what to do with his retirement lump sum. And so I said, I know what you can do with it, Dad. You can invest in me. And so he did. And so when I was nearly 20, I had my own business. And that ran very successfully in Windsor in Berkshire for a lot of years. But in 2003, all sorts of things happened. But I just found myself absolutely sick to death of working 60 and 70 hours a week. A lot of responsibility. There was health and safety, risk assessment. All that stuff was becoming really important. And I just thought I need to find something else. Saw an advert in a magazine, and I won't go into the detail, but joined Diana Page's team the month later. And then I retired from the salon in October of that year, which was the plan. And then thought, right, I better get to work on this Forever business then. And so it's been an amazing, amazing journey. If you've been in the business a little while, you'll know what the support and the training is like. And that's just been the most amazing thing to be able to transfer to other people. Because, if you're helped to do well, then the greatest thing is to pass that information to other people. So today, I'm going to just focus on the tracks that the business runs on. Because you have to remember that the business is a true track business. And if you grab that with two hands, you're just going to be really, really successful. So as Jane said, don't focus just on retailing. Don't focus only on your recruiting, because if you recruit and you're not retailing, you've got nothing to teach people. So you have to do both hand in hand in order to really open up that marketing plan. So the business is essentially, it's two tracks, and it's combining the efforts of a network of home-based business owners. Now, when people ask you what is network marketing, that's it. It's just combining the efforts of a network of home-based business owners and being able to earn your income by helping other people. Okay, so there's products and there is recruiting, and the two go hand in hand. And so you need to become, first of all, a product of the product. So as Jane said, there shouldn't be anything in your home that you can replace with a Forever income that you buy from the high street. So don't spend money on no CCs, because you might just as well have the CC. So first of all, buy from your own shop. So gifts, if you've got people who have got birthdays, anniversaries coming up, new babies, you want to give a retirement present, teacher presents, just buy them from your shop. You've got the most amazing, amazing products. So don't waste money on the high street giving presents by, putting money in the Mr. Sainsbury's or Mr. Marks and Spencer's pocket. When you have tried a product and you understand how it works, you can then recommend it to other people, can't you? It's not difficult that. And as Jane said, when you're using the products and you're recommending a product that you've used for quite a long time, then you have a much, the way you describe it is 100% more, has more passion behind it because you're actually using it. So it's really, really important to do that. And then The next thing that you're going to want to do, once you get the idea of using the products, you're going to want to start building your Who Do You Know list, because your Who Do You Know list is going to lead you to potential team members, but also some potential customers. And there'll be some people who become both customers and team members. So you need to really, really focus on this Who Do You Know list. And there's many, many people who don't realise and don't take the time to create a really, really good Who Do You Know list. And I would say I was one of those people. When Diana said to me, how many people are on your list? First planning meeting I went to at Diana's house, she said, how many people have you got on your list? And I had a princely sum of 17 on my list. And she said, Tina, you've got 22 staff. How come you've only got 17 people on your list? There's nothing to do with your family, nothing to do with, your neighbours, friends, relatives. And I just said, oh no, they're just the people that I think I'd like to talk to about the products. Who else has ever felt that they would probably just put people on the list that they thought might be interested in something? Well, it's really important that your Who Do You Know list, that's what it is. It's just a list of people that either you know or that know you. Nothing to do with whether or not they might be interested in the business or the product. When I started my hairdressing salon, the first thing I had to do was find a database of people, and all businesses have a database. And it's really, really lucrative. John Lewis won't want their database being infiltrated by Marks and Spencer's, I promise you. So your Who Do You Know list, your contact list, is probably the most valuable document that you will write, and not many people do it properly. So you need to really think about who you know or who they know, because some of those people that you write on your list won't be either customers or team members, but they may well lead you to somebody absolutely amazing in the future. So don't leave any stone unturned. So you've got in your First Steps to Manager, you've got sample pages of how to create your Who Do You Know list. And so please, if you're brand new in the room, your First Steps to Manager has everything in it, apart from your coaching and training from your mentor, but all the documents are in that First Steps to Manager, and you will have access to all the duplicate pages so that you can just carry on making list after list after list. It's really important. When I first started in Forever, there was no social media. So the first thing Diana said was, you've got to start your list. So I did have a mobile phone, fortunately. So she said, take out that mobile phone and write everybody off there. Because you've got numbers for them, so they'll be easy to call. And I thought, what's she mean? I've got people in my phone, the man who laid the carpet 6 months before, and the plumber. And she said, it doesn't matter. How do you know what situation they are in? And how do you know who they know? So don't leave anybody off your list. Start with your phone. You've probably got, I think I had 60 contacts in my phone at the time. Now we've got hundreds probably. So write them all down, and then you're just going to go through all of your social media contacts. Think about who you've ever worked with. Even if you didn't like them, write them down, because it might not be them. It might be somebody else that you end up working with as a result. But make the list as comprehensive as you can. It's so important to really focus on that. And if you look at the slide, isn't that interesting? 70% of people will trust a recommendation from someone that they don't even know, but it's a recommendation, a proper recommendation from somebody that's used something, tried something, been somewhere. But if they're from your peer group, in other words, someone you do know, 92% of people are going to trust that recommendation. So if you're going to recommend the drinking gel because you've used it, then you're much more likely to build your gel drinkers and build your supplement users from people that you know. And incidentally, when you're looking at, as Jane says, profit margins from the products, focus on the things that run out every month. Tooth gel is fabulous. Moisturising lotions are fabulous. The deodorant, fabulous. But my God, don't they last a long time? So you need a lot of customers if you're just going to focus on drinking gel, on deodorant customers. Focus on the supplements. I use loads of these supplements every day, and I'm fitter now than I've been, since whenever. And I drink lots of gel, 240 mils of gel I drink every single morning, and sometimes I have another 330 mil in the afternoon. You can't drink enough of this stuff. And when people say to you, how come you're always fit and healthy, you don't get colds? I mean, I used to have a terribly bad back problem from standing for years. I don't have that anymore. It's all down to these products. But you have to be using them in order to be able to recommend them, because otherwise you're just telling lies. Talk to people about the products that you love. You don't have to get, there's 200 products in the range. You don't have to use them all every day, but try and use a nice big chunk of them, that's for sure. And then after that, you're going to need to think about, sorry, this is round the wrong way. You're going to need to then think about what you're going to do with that list, and you're going to contact people, and you're going to introduce them to something that could be a real life-changing experience for them. So from your Who Do You Know list, like I say, your personal contacts, people that you meet on a daily basis. I was in the supermarket the other day. There's a lady there. I've seen her many times. She's got a name badge on. Her name's on my Who Do You Know list. I haven't spoken to her yet, but I'm reckoning if I went there Friday afternoon, she's going to be there next Friday afternoon. How do I know whether or not she's very happy? I know from personal experience, and people in my team here today are ex-retail, I'm going to say. And those people are not necessarily in the job for life. How many times do you go to a shop during a week and see people who are not in their job that they really want to be in for life? Well, we have an opportunity to offer those people. It might be right for them, it might not. So work colleagues, people you meet at the gym or in any other activity that you do, people in your local community. I just love to talk to people. And if you say to people, how are you? And then listen rather than, oh, hi, how are you? And take no notice of what they say, then you're missing a trick. When you say to people, hello, how are you? If they say, yeah, I'm fine, not too bad, then the next thing you should say is, well, that doesn't sound like you're on top of the world. What's the matter? And they'll tell you. The people love to tell you what's not quite right. It might be that they hate their job. It might be that they've got another cold. It might be that they've, got to work another bank holiday weekend and they didn't really want to. Hi, how are you? Most people don't say, I feel absolutely fantastic, thank you, how are you? And unless they do, you just say, well, that doesn't sound like you're on top of the world. What's the matter? I tell you, you'll really, really learn an awful lot about people if you just ask about them. So now we're going to look at, now you've got an idea about how to start thinking about your team and where they're going to come from. And now in order to be able to coach that team, you need to be doing 4 case credits, as Jane said. For 20 and a half years, I've done 4 plus case credits. And again, Diana said to me, do 4 case credits, so I did 4 case credits. She said, come to a success day as soon as, in your next month, so we did. It's just, if you really, really feel that you're in the right place with Forever, you need to do what's suggested to you. Because if you do, you will really reap the benefits of the whole marketing plan. So obviously there's lots and lots of activities that have been developed over the last 40 years with Forever. There's many, many things that have come along recently, and there's lots of things that have been around a very long time. But it's just about finding 2 or 3 of the retail activities that you really like the idea of, and then master them. You don't have to do them all. You couldn't possibly do all this in a week or a month, but just find the things that you love. So, my favourites are, first of all, talk to people, because I just think if you can build a bit of a relationship with people early on, then you're much more likely to keep them. The customers that I first got some of the first customers I had was from a WI meeting that I went to. I had a little slot there. About 3 weeks after we joined the business, I tell you, I talked complete rubbish. Probably, I had no idea really what I'd got my hands on. I didn't know very much about the products, but I talked about the ones that I was using. And already 3 weeks in, my back problem from drinking lots of the Forever Freedom and taking Arctic Sea, they were the 2 products that had really started to help my back problem when we got started. So I just kind of talked about those mostly, and then talked about a few of the other products as well. But I had some customers from that meeting, and those customers stayed with me for years and years and years. So you never know when you start to talk to people how much money those people are going to spend with you, and how they'll refer you to many, many, many other people. So Don't be afraid to talk to people. So that's one of my favourite things to do. Experience packs were another thing. We called them personal use product packs back in the day, but similar idea. You know, you allow people to try your product for 3 or 4 days at a time, and normally, not every time, but often they will place an order, and then you can use that opportunity to increase your customer spend as well. So customers can be given experience packs as a little reward just for being a customer, but ultimately you're giving them products they've never tried before, and therefore there's an opportunity for you to help them to spend a bit more money with you every month. I always think it's much easier to get your existing customers to spend more money than keep finding new ones. It's, you know, you can have quite a small customer base, providing they're spending, you know, instead of spending their money in their supermarkets, they're spending it with you. There's plenty of case credits to be had just from one single family. So just find the 2 or 3 things that are really, really, you know, that look as though there's something that you can start with if you're new. If you've been around for a little while, then maybe change it up a bit. You know, if you want some new customers, then change up the activity that you do. But as you can see on the screen, there's loads and loads of things that you can be doing. Live launches, I think, are a fantastic way. When you're brand new in the room, you want to get people together and start talking about the products. Obviously, we do a lot of that on video conferencing now. But if you can get people in a room trying the products, there is no better way for people to really feel the value of the products when you actually get them in and on people. It really makes a difference. There's lots and lots and lots of information that you've got to hand from to be able to retail the products. And of course, every Monday evening there's a rolling training, and usually on that rolling training there is a section on retailing as well as sponsoring. So in conclusion, really, just treat your business like a business. You know, when I started my hairdressing business, we knew there was a certain amount of money that we needed to take every month to make sure that my dad was paid back, and the bank manager was paid, and the staff was paid. Your business turnover is your 4CCs. So you don't have to worry about all the hundreds of pounds I needed to turn over and all the people's mortgages I needed to keep paid, my staff. All you need to worry about that you do on your own is 4CCs, and then, as Jane says, is teach it to other people.